In the book, I talk about a case that I was involved with where an Indigenous woman who was charged with murdering her husband pled guilty to manslaughter. And I was involved in her sentencing appeal, and we won, and I kind of congratulated myself. And it was only after that I looked at the issue of people who plead guilty, who may have a defense or who maybe are completely innocent. And so at the start of the book, I kind of talk about how I myself feel guilty about that because I may have participated in a wrongful conviction. And it's a very famous case in Canada. It's called Gladue. It's one of the leading cases about the sentencing of Indigenous people. But, she waited until her jury was chosen. And chances are it was in rural British Columbia. And I don't know this for sure, but it could have been 12 white people. I'm sure there weren't many people that looked like her as an Indigenous person. And she might have said, okay, what do I do? Do I go to trial and run self-defense? If the jury doesn't buy it, I will be convicted of murder, which in Canada is a mandatory life imprisonment. We don't have the death penalty, thank goodness, but mandatory life imprisonment, no exceptions. Or do I plead guilty to manslaughter and get a 3-year sentence? And a lot of people, and I think especially women, because she was pregnant with the man who she killed's child, who she actually named after him, and she decided it was probably best for her and her family to plead guilty. Defense lawyers can always do more, but I also feel for defense lawyers because we're in a system where going to trial, at least in Canada, and losing, you're going to get a much higher penalty than if you just plead guilty and save the system and the victim the expense and time.